Let's go across to somebody young who had a pretty tough fight on his hands. At least that's what he thought. Did turn out to be that tough in the end, Milind. Milind Deora from South Mumbai. Milind, did you overestimate how tough it would be? Did you get too worked up for no reason at all with retrospect?
I think so, Barkha. I think it's in my nature to sort of look at things very pessimistically and expect the worst case scenario, and that's the way my entire team worked. We knew it's a difficult fight going ahead. We knew there are many people who were in it as spoilers and who weren't really in it to win the election, but some who were fighting as plants from perhaps the Shiv Sena or BJP, others who were just doing it for publicity. But we put all our efforts together, all my party workers, my supporters, friends, young students who came forward and joined in this campaign. I think everyone put a great effort into it, and that's how we managed to get a margin which is well over a lakh, which is a great surprise, a very pleasant surprise nevertheless.
Milind, Pranoy, congratulations, a fantastic victory, I must say. But many people are wondering, is it Milind's own personality that did it? And did you have to counter what is described as the most appalling government of Maharashtra? Maharashtra has seen for years. The Congress-NCP government has been appalling. So was it just you that did it and you had to fight and they basically hung on to your coattails?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to take all the credit for it, but of course the candidate does matter, I'm sure, in a voter's mind. But I think, to be honest, Pranoy, the trend that we saw all over Mumbai, for example, where the Congress and NCP combined swept all 6 seats and the BJP and Shiv Sena didn't even win one, I really think it's based on what this city has seen in the last few months and maybe even in the last few years in terms of the divisive politics coming back to the forefront of all parties' agendas. And you know, people often debate, was 2611 an issue in a constituency like South Mumbai where it happened? And I do think 2611 was an issue, but people wanted a candidate who did respond adequately to 2611, who did his or her best during the time of 2611, and more importantly, a party that can deal with the threat of cross-border terrorism, with the threat of global economic recession, and take it up, deal with it at a national level. And people understood that the Congress party is the only party that's positioned at the center under the leadership of Dr. Manmohan Singh to actually lead the country forward and take on the global economic recession or deal with hostile neighbors that don't like India too much. So I think it's a mix of factors. Definitely it's a vote towards the Congress party, towards the leadership of Mrs. Gandhi, to the alliance partners led by Mr. Sharad Pawar and other parties. But I think the local candidate also does have an impact on the ground.
All right, Milind, very quickly, last question. You were particularly irked by the independent candidates in your seat. Meera Sanyal has now ended up with, I think, a little over 6,000 votes, if I'm right. What do you make of that? Shekhar described them as the cocktail party crowd.
The candidates of the cocktail party of India.
And people were very upset about that, I'm being told.
Well, I think on the Facebook I was decimated.
All right, but Milind, do you think when you look back again that you all got too worked up about these independent candidates? Why not more the merrier?
Well, I remember reading Shekhar's article in the Indian Express when he wrote that famous editorial, which I liked very much and I agreed with it. I think, you know, as I said, it's in my nature to overestimate things and to sort of look at the worst case scenario. And my entire team that was dealing with the high rises, as we call them, the affluent sections of society, for them they understood that the independents were posing a threat initially. But I think as the campaign progressed, we managed to tell people, and people themselves came forward to us saying that in the beginning we were a little drawn to the independents, but later we realized that they weren't in it to win, they were in it just to play as spoilers. Yeah. For example, I had a banker contesting against me who kept talking about taking a sabbatical from her work and then going back if she loses.
Okay, but
and people understood that that actually shows a lack of commitment and a lack of dedication.
I think we're going to let you savor your victory. Thanks so much and congratulations again.
Congratulations. You've got your work cut out for the next 5 years.